Steve Zabin is tooling away in that Oldsmobile right now, probably tuned to this radio station with the top down, getting lots of looks out here on the Avenue of Michigan, and backing up into his spot, as you can see. It's a decidedly more modern car. And George Vollman, our automotive insider, is sitting right here. He's the owner of Vollman Ford on I-96 in between Grand Rapids and Lansing. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. What a great-looking car, that Delta 88, or the 98, rather. And what a, I mean, it looked like, I didn't examine it very close, but it looked mint.
Yeah.
Mint condition
Gorgeous
automobile. You got to love that.
This looks like a mint condition automobile. You've pulled in front of our studio here, too, although it's black and it's modern. That's correct.
It's a certified pre-owned vehicle, and every single manufacturer has a certified program, and quite frankly, it gives customers peace of mind because, when customers come in and buy used cars, they have a lot of questions, and, how was it maintained? Was it ever in an accident? Those type of questions before they even get to a price issue. And the certification programs allow the manufacturers and their dealers that subscribe to it to be able to answer those questions before the customer even shows up.
That's why you call it certified pre-owned and not used.
That's correct.
Because used has a bit of a pejorative to it, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't answer those questions.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to look at, when you buy a certified pre-owned vehicle, what kind of car is that, by the way?
That is a Taurus, a 2008.
Okay. A couple years old.
It's a couple years old. It's gone through the entire inspection process, which is about 169 points with Ford.
And you've driven it yourself.
Well,
that's another thing you do at your dealership.
Right. But the important thing is on the inspection side of this thing, if the brakes are less than 50%, they're replaced. The same with the tires, and we show the customer the actual inspection report on the car. Of course, I do that on all my used cars, but for a certified pre-owned vehicle, you have that opportunity, and then Ford allows us to put an extended warranty on it, on the powertrain, up to 100,000 miles. So those type of issues give the customers what I call fear-free driving. Mm-hmm. And to close the loop on it, Ford actually comes out and audits their dealers. They'll actually pull one of my certified cars off the lot, pull it in the shop, and take the wheels off and do a re-inspection of the car.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How many miles can a certified pre-owned vehicle have? Does it matter?
I think the max is 75,000
Okay.
before you can, and then after that they won't allow you to certify them.
There are, I've heard of, I don't know if it's websites or where you can enter the VIN number and see the history of the car. What are those
Correct.
all about?
And that's the other part of it is that you don't really want a car that's been in a major accident. And of course, Ford won't allow us to certify one that has been.
Okay.
So consequently, we pull title searches on every single one of the cars using Experian as opposed to Carfax. There's like two competing companies. They do basically the same
So you can
thing.
rule that out right away if you buy a
Exactly
certified
correct.
pre-owned. You don't have to worry about that.
And in fact, I think the Carfax report or the Experian is actually in this car because that's the first thing we show the customer.
How many miles on that particular model?
I think it's got 69,000.
69,000?
Yeah, so it's been driven.
How much would it cost?
That thing's under 12,000.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's a nice car.
And you can get full 5-year financing on something if you want your payment
correct.
really low?
Generally speaking, yes.
Huh, that must be
in fact, sometimes Ford even comes with a special finance rate for certified cars as well.
Huh, so you're making it easy for people to get behind the wheel.
Correct. And you know what? And I also want to point out that General Motors, and in fact, I was researching General Motors' program. It's pretty good, too. Actually, they got a dang good certification program.
Do you think Fiats will sell in the United States?
You know what? They didn't before. It's going to be very interesting how Fiat sets up the franchise agreements with their Chrysler dealers. And then it's going to all depend on quality.
They want freestanding buildings, don't they? They want
well,
a dealer network.
You know what? All the manufacturers love that. And the problem is that ask the Hummer dealers how much it costs to put their freestanding buildings up, and it no longer exists. I mean, it's sad. Because that's a lot of money. That's the scary part.
You may have heard Scott Komar we were talking with a little bit earlier, and he said, I'm not sure how this is going to work.
Right. And, the thing is they all think that the dealers have millions of dollars to invest in their franchises on the come, and guess what? No one does that anymore.
Not these days.
Not after what we went through the last 2 years.
Looks like they're going to start hustling out that Cadillac CTS Coupe a month early. There's a huge demand for it.
It's amazing what Cadillac has done with that brand. It has really resurrected that car division. And you know what? And the quality is excellent on the car from what I understand. I have a friend over at Capital Cadillac that I talk to periodically, and he has told me that the quality story is very good on that car.
First two-door in a long time, huh?
It's amazing. I can tell you stories on it, which I won't because I go back 15 years as to why the Coupe de Ville was kiboshed, and of course, I guess this is the new Coupe de Ville. It's not your father's Coupe de Ville, I guess.
38,900 for a base model, but all the way up into the 60s for the tricked out one.
Yeah, tricked out one that goes very fast, that you really can't drive that fast on the roads without getting a ticket.
Nice to know it's made here in Michigan, and it will be available, I guess, a month earlier than expected.
Yeah, they're actually, I think,
August?
starting to ship them. So
How about
that's good.
that? President Barack Obama named Ford Motor Company President and CEO Alan Mulally to a presidential council on exports. Two other Michigan executives were named, the chairman and CEO of Dow Corning and the chairman and CEO of Dow Chemical. Alan Mulally is really a national leader at this stage, isn't he?
And he has a lot of that type of experience from his years with Boeing. And what they're going to find is that there are probably some trade barriers that exist in other countries that prevent us from exporting our automobiles, and then they'll have to decide what's the most effective way to handle that.
Sales okay? You said July might be a down month?
They expect, in fact, GM has actually said that they expect sales to drop. So, you know what? We're going to keep the pedal to the metal, and we're going to see if we can't top last year. That's our goal.
Pre-owned and new cars at Vollman Ford. You can go to VollmanFord.com or theautomotiveinsider.com, or just call George. He'll answer any questions you want. Stop out and see him there in the cool city of Portland, right off of I-96. You can see it from the freeway.